Hi, my name's Benji. I'm a SWDTP PhD student working on, well, today I'm talking about using the UK Biobank as a secondary dataset. So the UK Biobank is a very large dataset with around 500,000 participants who were recruited in the early 2000s between the ages of 14 and 69, and they've been followed up ever since then. And there's a huge amount of detail about all the participants. So when they were recruited, they had to spend an entire day at a recruitment centre where they had a load of biometric data like height, weight, genetic data, and then kind of psychometric social information, which they've also then been asked on questionnaire follow-ups, which are online, as well as if you're interested in health research, there's data linkage to their medical records. So it's pretty good for any quantitative research. And there are links available for looking at the summary data which they have. So if you're interested in finding out what variables there are, you can go on to the link on this slide and search the variable, and it'll show you like the mean, the distribution, etc. So I use the UK Biobank for most of my research. And these are two studies I'm currently working on, which I've got main results from the slide. So the first is what's called an interrupted time series, where you look at policy interventions, and then so you use discontinuity and time trends at a policy intervention to infer the causal effects of the policy intervention. So the first graph on the left shows the effect of the 1972 changing in compulsory school leaving age on years of education. And you see there's a little jump for the birth cohort it was introduced in. And the second one then shows the hypothesis we're interested in, which was the effect of education on eyesight. And what we found was that there was a kind of comparable to previous studies, decrease in eye quality as you increase the years of education. And then the slide on the right shows some other research I'm doing looking at the effect of measurement quality in genetic studies, where we show that the rate of change from reducing the quality of a measure is faster than that from reducing the sample size, which is kind of important for how lots of modern genetic studies are designed, especially in psychology, where people tend to try to maximize sample size rather than measurement quality. And some tips for using it. It's really expensive to access. So I think it's something like £2,000. So I suppose the top tip I'd have would be to see if you know someone else who's got access and whether you could be added to whether what you're doing is similar enough to their research for you to be added to their research project, so you don't need to create a new application and pay for the access fee, but can just use the data which your department's already got access to. And it's such a huge data set that it's really, you should only use it if you're using a supercomputer, because it will take kind of hours and hours and hours to just open up. And one of the advantages of it compared to a lot of other data sets is it's very well curated, so you don't need to do any data cleaning or very minimal data cleaning.